first week that we got started, we made friends with a bunch of Canadians who were running their own channel. They were based in Ottawa. They're still based in Ottawa. We're still good friends. They were trying to get this big project going where they had like something similar to the Yogscast, where they would basically have this big warehouse where people would go down and play video games together and like put in content, go around interviewing people, and they went to conventions, developer conventions. They interviewed some local developers and things like that. And it was all great. It was all fantastic. And they were like, "Oh, you guys are going to have to come over and you're going to have to like put out some content with us." And we were like, "Oh yeah, that sounds really good. I really appreciate that." Until one of them had his own issues to deal with, and he had a bit of a breakdown, and that was fine. He shut the whole thing down himself. Who since, actually learned out how to develop himself, and these things, and that's all great, and he's all fine. And he's really good. But that was actually really, really exciting because we were actually featured on their podcast and things like that, because they were running a podcast once a week on a Sunday. And while they were still trying to find their feet, they kind of brought us in and asked for a perspective from the other side of the pond and things like that. It was fantastic. It was really great. It was a really exciting time until it all got shut down. But since then we've also made friends with a bunch of people in England who have invited us to play games with them and things like that. Like one of our friends that I mentioned earlier, Matt Sparks, he has like really good ideas about content and what he wants to do. And recently he did a thing called a 3-star challenge, GTA 5. Where the idea is to get 3 stars at a wanted level and then keep it for as long as possible. This guy is currently the champion. 15 minutes, sorry, the next one down is 12 minutes. No, yeah. So, it's that kind of collaboration and like pushing yourself out there. That's what social media is so important for, right? Because Twitter is great because it's such an immediate interaction. Facebook, not so much. Right, this is our Facebook page. We've got 67 likes. If you want to go ahead and like that as well, that would be pretty great. But it's not as used, right? It's kind of for we try to use it as much as possible to kind of put out the content and make people aware of it as much as possible. But it's slow burner. Unless you have like huge amounts of likes on it, it's a very much a slow burner.
There is a functionality built into Facebook where you can pay to have your, I take it if you're using Facebook, you've seen the bit where you have posts, the suggested posts that crop up based on things you searched for on Amazon or Google, those sorts of things. It likes to do that. We did try making use of that at one point. It didn't really bring much in. Apparently it gave us, I think it was like 6,000, 7,000 like Facebook page views, which did then filter on to a couple of views on the videos. No likes on the Facebook page, but did get it sort of like announced and brought through to YouTube. So that can be quite useful, but as you say, unless it's like one of those massive pages or one of those stupid pages that make no sense, that just everyone likes and shares, which is absolutely horrifying, then it's not the best system.
Yeah, you kind of have to be a bit careful as well about that kind of function, the promoted posts function, because it allows you to select a very specific demographic, and most people that came actually to the page were actually women, which was fantastic, right? Because we don't discriminate. They're part of our demographic just as anyone is. So we just want people to be looking at things, stuff like that. That's all we want. We just want eyes on it. So I think we selected for men and women aged between 18, 17, and 35, something like that. So we hope to have a large demographic, and I think the vast majority of people that came in were ladies aged in their mid-20s or something like that, which is awesome. It was awesome to see that level of engagement. To a degree, I suppose, because it was views, but it didn't actually transfer to subscribers.
I'm just going to say, I think maybe they're actually there for my voice. Yes, yeah.
Accent, but yeah. It's a very interesting kind of sub-analysis to kind of take away from it. Next thing, what am I going to talk about next? Oh, tagging your videos. Tagging your videos. Once you've got them up there, you need to tag your videos using relevant search terms, right? Because it's all about search engine optimization, SEO, once the videos are up there. And in order to get your videos as viewed as possible, you need to have relevant search terms associated with them, or tags. Likes and views also help them to be pushed up. So if you can kind of call out towards the end of your video. Like, I know that like larger Let's Play channels kind of make jokes about people calling out at the end, oh, please like my video, if you want to see more, hit the like button, and share this with your friends. But you know, it's actually, like for smaller channels, it actually does provide results. Like people do actually like and subscribe to the channel based on you calling it out and things like that. I think Twitter actually did a study quite recently that 42% of tweets that end in please retweet are actually retweeted. So, you know, based on that statistic alone, I mean, you can prove anything with statistics, but based on that statistic alone, it's kind of encouraging to actually do that kind of thing. You know, regardless of how you feel about it yourself. You know, if you want to push your brand and push, you know, your content, that's the kind of thing that you kind of need to be doing.
If you go back to the tagging videos, would you be able to pull up one of ours? Can you open the admin panel? Because just to show you sort of what we're talking about, what you can never understand is what people are actually going to search for. You have no idea, because you may want to watch something from Grand Theft Auto 5. So you put GTA 5, but then there's also GTA 5, Grand Theft Auto 5, Grand Theft Auto, GTA. You have to make sure that you're catching every single one of those tags that someone may potentially put in. So you may have to space out the letters, that sort of thing. So here we go. If we go through the admin panel now, you can see the amount of tags that we put on. So this is everything related to Blizzard. We've got Diablo 3 LP for Let's Play, Diablo 3 Playthrough, Diablo 3 Walkthrough, Demon Hunter Crusader because those are the two classes that we're playing, Review, Let's Play, video games, and as you can see here, so you'll make sure that you're putting in everything someone could potentially type, essentially.
Yeah, you kind of want to be hitting as many bases as possible, you know, and throwing up one big break.
There are some people that are sneaky about it and will include tags like Yogscast and stuff like that, but that's probably just going to get you a lot of hate when people realise it's not what they're looking for. Yeah. So try and keep it as relevant to your content as possible and not just what's popular now. It's not come back and bite you.
That's very true. So finally, the section that I want to come on to is your community. Engaging your viewers, asking for opinions in videos, asking for comments, doing giveaways, things like that. We've done 2 major giveaways on the channel since we started. We gave away a copy of 3 copies of Battlefield 4, and last year we did 1 copy. Was it 1 copy of Dragon Age Inquisition? We did a copy of Dragon Age Inquisition, and in order to be in with a chance to win that, you needed to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment on that particular video. And as I was talking about earlier, likes, comments, and views, they actually push you up in the SEO, the search engine optimization on YouTube. So, you know, it was basically just like, as soon as we got some views and people actually engaged with it, then that pushed us up and allowed more people to get in and engage with it. And I think that got a couple of hundred views in a couple of days, and ran for a week. I think it finished up with 400 or 500 views by the end of that week, which isn't bad, you know, it's okay, for a giveaway video. And we got a ton of subs out of it, which is fantastic. But at the end of the day, subs aren't what matters, views are what matters, you know, because it's views that you get monetized on. But I digress. Next thing that I want to talk about, and I actually did talk about earlier, was ask for likes and to share with your friends, because likes also help your videos appear higher in searches. I think that Ritual, like back when myself and Ritual were making the Let's Play of The Last of Us, Ritual used to end the videos with, share us with your mom. And it's something that I always felt really awkward about at the end of the day. But, you know, the sentiment is there, like, and, you know, the sentiment is to simply, like, share content, like, show it to someone that's going to actually enjoy this, you know, like your mom. And, you know, if they enjoy it, then they're going to show it to someone else, and then they'll show it to someone else, and they'll tell 2 friends, and they'll tell 2 friends. And it's just a really easy way to get growth. You know, when I say easy, it's a good way to get growth. And finally, the last point that I want to make is play great games with friends and other tubers. Make friends with other tubers. Which is, again, something that I was talking about earlier. Like, we've made some good friends over Twitter on our social media. and we have engaged in making content with them. We've invited people onto our channel. We've been invited onto other people's channels, and it's just a really good time at the end of the day. And I suppose that's one thing that I haven't really mentioned at all over the course of this presentation, is to just have fun with it. I mean, at the end of the day, you're playing games. Games are made to be enjoyed, and if you enjoy making videos, if you enjoy playing games, you're going to enjoy doing this a whole lot.
There's a bit of a fear these days of people trying to get started in terms of, oh, well, there's already a million channels out there. How am I going to get my attention? Is it going to make a difference? Will anyone actually watch? And at the end of the day, if you're going in for cash or anything like that, you're doing it for the wrong reasons there. We've been doing this for 2 years now. It's a lot of fun, and that's why we keep it up. If we happen to get some subscribers, we make some great friends. That's pretty much it. It is a great time, and if you're interested in it as kind of a hobby, then I say don't be afraid in getting started. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you get 5 views or if you get 5,000 views, someone is watching it and someone is enjoying it.
Pretty much, yeah. That's the crux of it, really, at the end of the day. Because, I can pull up our group's PayPal account, and I think we've got $80 after 2 years in there. So it's definitely not a viable option, to leave the day job really at this point.
I was a little worried for a second you said to pull up the channel, because in all honesty, we are a slightly rowdy channel, and I don't think any of our videos are currently safe to be played at 10 AM in the morning. So there are a couple, but we are rather boisterous, I should say.
Yeah, and I think that's something that we called out in our channel blurb, our about. If I just pull that up very quickly. What's the word? Bros playing video games for the amusement of others, reading ourselves, entertainment abound, some strong language, new videos daily. We should probably revise that. But we call it out from the get-go. We do use some strong language. But if people want to watch, they'll watch, and if they don't, they don't. And that's fine. Everything is going to be everyone's cup of tea. And I think that's everything that we really wanted to say. Is it? Okay. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask, and we'll try to answer them as best as we can. Anyone? You all good? Anyone interested in starting their own YouTube channel after watching all this? I think what actually got us started was one of the guys, Ritual, actually. He lives in England now, and he's currently setting up his own rig and things like that. And his living situation doesn't really allow him to play games with us at the moment, but once it does, he'll be back playing games with us. But that has nothing to do with the question. He actually was watching Let's Players like PewDiePie, and he was watching PewDiePie and he hates PewDiePie so much. You have to respect the guy for what he did, what he built, and the fact that he became the pioneer for gaming on YouTube. But I can't stand it. We've watched half the video and I've gone, yeah, that's enough for me. And we were just like, we can do that. We can do that way better. We can't. That's the thing, right? He's built his player base, he's built his fan base through all these techniques that we've talked about and more. He's got this character, he thinks he's got this character which is PewDiePie, and that's all great. Whereas we just kind of go on and we play games for ourselves. Much along the lines of Game Grumps, but we're not quite as funny. Kind of charming, but not funny. So that's kind of what got us out. We kind of decided that, this looks like a bit of fun, looks like something that we could do pretty well, and it's something that we just kept doing because I suppose it's really become our hobby, really more than anything else.
I suppose, in a sense, we at the start we weren't all aware that this was something that the rest of us were interested in as well. I actually started the channel by myself at first, and I think I put up one clip before all of our friends said, we want in on this as well. And then we formed the collaborative panel then, which was awesome because it turned out it was an interest that we all had and it was something all of us wanted to do. We just had never actually talked about it. So
the thing is as well that we kind of come and go, you know, like because there's 6 of us involved, we kind of have that level of security, like we can like drop out for a little while, come back, and everything will still be there. We'll still be racking up views because the other guys are doing other stuff and things like that. And so there's already the fan base there, you know.
I think, and funnily enough, one of the things I think is best for is just generally chilling with your friends. Because I wouldn't always go around your flat, no, same flat, but there's, every so often I'll get a message on Facebook going, we're thinking of doing this, are you interested in this game? And I go, yeah, I am. And you know, then I'll roll over and you know, we'll sit and play there for a few hours. But I may not have like sort of immediately come around or something. So it is good for being sociable as well at the same time, if you're working in a group at least.
I hope that answers your question. Anyone else have anything else? Just
back to your earlier video, you wish you knew the beginning that you know now. I see at the very end in mistakes or anything like that.
Yeah, 100% audio. Learning how to do audio was probably the biggest challenge. Because like what we do is we record the footage, but for myself, like I didn't have a gaming rig until very, very recently, so I did all the console stuff using this bad boy to record my footage. And then I would basically have my microphone set up, connect to my laptop, and then set it going, and set this going, and then like rush in and be like, hey, how's it going? This is Broceed from Procedure Checkpoint, and you know, we're back playing this. Like, if we take, like, there were some massive disasters, right? I'm just going to throw that out there, there were massive disasters. Like, if I take a look at my very first Silent Hill video, the audio is fine for about 3 seconds, and then it just spirals wildly out of control, and the audio quality drops massively. It doesn't help that I was a little bit tipsy when I was recording it, but it's not very good at all. Actually, if we take a look at the first Tomb Raider video on that playlist. Oh, it is, yeah. I can't have that up here. Sorry about this. Let me put this up. And a second now. Oh, my first Let's Play of Pixels. That was a fun time. That's fair enough.
As you can see by his reaction.
So, this is our first ever video that was on the channel.
Hi guys, Broceed Checkpoint episode 1 with Grayson and Richard.
We actually recorded this using a webcam as our microphone, because we didn't actually have any microphones at the time. And that makes me cringe, so I'm going to pause that. So, like, we've come a long way. Like, if you can compare that to that really tinny, really horrible audio there, we compare that to, say, something more recent. Like, let's just go with your most recent tactics video. Okay with you? Alexander turned 2 in Final Fantasy 14, you guys. Please King Lear.
Hey guys and girls, King Lear here for Broceed Checkpoint. Welcome back to another Final Fantasy 14 tactics video. This time we're going to be looking at turn 2 of the Alexander.
So substantially better, right? A lot clearer?
It's very simple.
So, you know, I think the most important thing that we did there was we realized that you can't get by on just what you have lying around. You actually have to go out and buy proper equipment. Because, as I said, we were using the microphone from a webcam for quite a while, actually, in fairness. Like over time, we learned how to kind of try and make it sound better, but it was never going to be up to the same standard of like a quality microphone, like the Blue Snowball and the Blue Yeti that we have now, or the SM50 that we have now. So yeah, I think that was probably the biggest thing that I learned anyway about recording and editing and things like that.
For me, I think it was specifically travel times. If you're playing sort of specifically an MMO or one of the larger games, definitely cut out your travel time, because otherwise you realise that you record yourself playing for 5 hours worth of game. And of the things that might actually interest people, there's probably about, what, 4 minutes? Because a lot of that is you running between stuff. Unless it's something funny like Grand Theft Auto, where you're trying not to like crash into everything. some people may find that entertaining, or you may be enjoying it, and you don't know whether it's good for the person watching. So.
Smart cutting is very, very important, and it's something that we weren't fantastic at the start. We pretty much just played through a game from start to end and left everything in there. People get bored very easily when you get to the boring parts. Recently, it's something that we've improved on, which means that the clips are shorter and everything in it is entertaining to watch rather than someone watching us going through fight after fight. I recently did a playthrough of Final Fantasy 1. It was an awful lot of work, but essentially, aside from the boss fights and a few important fights in dungeons and stuff, I cut out every random fight as I walked across, which means all of the story is there, but I have to edit and cut about 50 fights per clip. So it's a lot of work, but if you leave all that stuff in there, then people get bored easily, and it's very hard to try and commentate over the same types of fights over and over again. So if you can't make it entertaining, you should probably cut it out.
Yeah, I suppose, knowing your limits, I suppose, as well. Kind of comes back to that, about knowing or getting an idea as to what people may find entertaining, and kind of like building your awareness of what people enjoy and things like that. It's probably one of the better things that we've picked up on over the years. Yeah, do you wrap up? Okay, yeah, we've probably used about our hour. Unless anyone has any quick questions or anything like that? No? Cool, okay. Well, thanks a ton for sitting around and listening to us talk about our stuff that we do on a weekly basis, like multiple times a week now. I hope that you guys took something out of this and are going to go away with some kind of knowledge as to how to set up your own stuff yourselves. And I hope that these guys in the future are going to be the next beauty place. Going to make some videos, going to get them views, and make them dollar bills. And thanks very much for sitting here and entertaining us, and hope you enjoy the rest of the con, alright?
You probably will finish by actually putting that, we should do what we do with every YouTube video. So if you get the opportunity, please like and subscribe it.
Oh yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on all those videos, please. You can also, follow us on Twitter at Broceed YouTube. We all have our own personal Twitter feeds as well. I'm at white_Thunda. You are at the King Lear, and you are at